think I still like this list. Fire Elemental is the thing I've been experimenting with lately. I was using that in the original deck that I got to Legend in Season 3 with, but it kind of went by the wayside now with like Cairn and the Farsights. But I was feeling I needed a little bit more of the top end. Maybe I still need even more. I don't know about how I feel about like double Lightning Bolt even. Like Lightning Bolt against Druid is kind of meh. Going for Curve, that's why I'm throwing one of the Shield Masses back. Big Game Hunter is only useful quite a bit later. Farsight on 3, Shield Master on 4. Hopefully we find an Injured Blade Master. I feel like in this matchup in particular, Injured Blade Master is very strong if you can get it with an Ancestral Healing. Although it's strong in pretty much every matchup. This is more strong against aggro, really. Especially like Face Hunter. It's basically game over for Face Hunter. Turn 5 we can drop an Earth Elemental, but we won't have had a chance to pull out any hard removal yet, so it could die pretty easily. Okay, we didn't find our Hex, so we don't have a good answer to that guy. Well, we know our turn 5 play, if we can get there. There's a Hex. Really needed that. I think we've got a shot now. He won't be able to both Keeper and BGH this Earth Elemental, and he won't be able to TBK it at all. So let's give this a shot. Some Earth Elemental is going to live through this. It may not have an Ancestral Spirit attached to it anymore. Oh boy. We have pretty... Oh, we just got the perfect answer to that. I was going to Earth Shock Big Game Hunter it, but we don't have enough mana. That would be the better answer to this than even a Hex. But I think Hex is better than just one of these two things. I guess I could attack with that and Earth Shock. Oh, and I can Ancestral Healing. Right back up to full. That's probably better still. I can save that Hex for a juicier target. Especially since Faceless Manipulator means it's probably a high-end Druid. He might have a TBK that he wasn't able to afford last turn. But otherwise, we're in pretty good shape. That's pretty weak. He must be sitting on the other Force of Nature. We'll kind of play assuming he has a Force of Nature from here. So we can hide this Mana Tide Totem between two 5 health taunts. And we'll have a Ragnaros to play next turn if we want. If he didn't have an answer to Earth Elemental, he probably doesn't have an answer to Ragnaros, right? Turn 9. You can play Cairn with some hard removal. Is that a dig? Yep. Looking for something useful. He's able to kill it. That's okay though. We're about to put big threat back down on the board. I actually have the best answer to that 5-5. That's okay though. I think we want to just kind of hope Rag takes care of it. Yeah, we're not at risk of like a combo. I guess double combo? No, he won't even have enough mana to double combo. 7. Yeah, no. We're fine. Just go face. Hope Rag does his job. He didn't, but going face is not so bad either, really. We probably won't have guaranteed lethal though. Sweep. Okay. Karen lives. I guess we have lethal like a bunch of different ways here, right? This is one simple way. Can even go with the second rag just for fun. Got him. Ramp Druid is a really strong matchup for this deck. We want to see lots of Ramp Druids. Especially the heavier variants, like I'm guessing it was because of that faceless. Heavier meaning running some bigger cards. Like, could be running like even a Sarah or, ooh, another Druid. That's good. I've been kind of keeping Wild Pyros in case it's token Druid, but I haven't been seeing a lot of them. That's probably still a good idea. They're out there. I think actually the most popular variant of Druid is token, but there's just a lot more variants of the non-token Druid. Nothing I'm too excited about playing yet, though. Heal? Yeah, Healing Totem. Healing Totem's good with the Injured Blade Master on 3. Especially if you just like Hero Powers or Wild Growths on 2. Yep. I'll take that over a Far Sight. Healing Totem works well with the Wild Pyro Lightning Bolt too. I'll heal up damage that I do to my own minions. In case I need to get to 4 damage for some reason. Nice to be able to get to 5. Okay. Seems unnecessary, but alright. This stuff's not great, right? That's Farsight. Hopefully you find something better. I'll be happy to play a Karen next turn. Yeah. This is a little tricky. I think I actually want the Injured Blade Master with the Ancestral Spirit and the Wild Pyro. Clears out the 1/1, sets up the Yeti to be killed by the Injured Blade Master with 2 health to spare. Whereas Cairn the first half of the body would be killed by the Yeti. I'd rather have the full body. Alright, something. This is like a little awkward for him to deal with, but not that bad. If he has like a little bit of extra damage in his hand, he just needs 1 point, like a Wrath or something that he could cycle. Even then, though, something would live. Swipe is kind of awkward too. He's in kind of a weird position with this. I don't want him to have that spell damage around. And I can't afford to just drop that into the 4/4. Can't play any spells, but I wouldn't really want to anyway. I think I just want to drop these guys. Make him make some tough choices. If that Mana Tide Totem keeps him distracted, I might be able to Faceless Manipulator the Cairn. Druid could have a hard time dealing with my Cairn. I guess it could get Keepered. I don't have like an Ancestral Spirit to punish that yet. If he Keepered it and I were to draw into an Ancestral Spirit, I could Ancestral Spirit the Cairn and then Faceless it, and then I'd kind of have like a weird kind of double Cairn situation. That's annoying, but not too damaging to me. Oh, beautiful. It's a great draw. Now we have all sorts of blood hoofs. Hand's getting a bit small though. He doesn't have a very good answer to clear this. He needs to race me now. But I don't think he's going to be able to race me from this far behind. I could Lightning Bolt that away. I think I'd rather just go face and ignore it completely. Combo doesn't do much to me. 7 plus 14, 21. I'll still be alive. If I keep these, I can threaten lethal the following turn. I could Ancestral Healing something. This guy. Yeah. I'll Ancestral Spirit this guy, because this guy, if he dies, generates even more things. More blood hooves. And that'll protect my Bane, which I need to set up lethal for next turn. So he has to do something kind of fancy to stop me from having lethal. Keeper would do it. If he Keepered this guy, that'd be actually really annoying, because he has Ancestral Spirit on him, and also... Okay, you're going to give me both a Cairn and a Bane there. I think that works out well for me. Yeah, we're done. I got a bit lucky there because he didn't have either of his keepers. He should have been able to silence one of those two guys with a keeper, probably. Still a good play because one doesn't get keepered. I think we still would have been in decent shape even though our hand was a bit low and we hadn't really drawn into some of our bigger threats. As you can see, my deck tracker is not working properly. It didn't pick up on the fact that we had drawn Cairn. I wonder if the deck tracker is not working properly with Farsight. Maybe it's as simple as that. I've been having trouble with my deck tracker for a while now. Slayer with a 1. Don't think I've run into you before. Oh, it'd be nice to have both Lightning Storms against the Zoo, but I can't assume it's Zoo, and then double Lightning Storm would be terrible. So I'll throw one Lightning Storm back. Does it go an extra more and have this in Sidel? So apparently it is handlock, and we have not drawn any hard removal for giants or what we want for Azure Drakes either. So that's pretty bad. I can kill something the hard way now with lightning bolts. If he drops like a mountain giant, can double lightning bolt. Okay, now I've got Hex as an answer too. And I'll force some kind of response with this Mana Tide Totem. If it draws a silence, that would be really good for us. If it's just a Hellfire, nah. He might just prefer to play a threat. Oh, okay, got a silence, that's good. That's a silence that can't be used against our ancestral spirits. I don't really want to lightning bolt that owl, so it's going to be around for a little while. That's okay though. Farsight. Discounted Faceless Manipulator is going to be good someday. Unfortunately, that owl is going to be on totem duty and stop us from being able to get some totems. Totems can sometimes draw out some AoE, like Hellfire. Ideally Shadow Flame, but usually not enough to get a Shadow Flame out. He's probably going to drop a threat here. We want it to be a giant. We don't have Earthshock yet, which is what you want for the Twilight Drakes. Because we're sitting on a big game hunter and a Hex, I might want to... I might be able to double lightning bolt away a Twilight Drake, although I'm about to lose my spell totem, aren't I? So that won't work. I really need the Earthshocks before he plays an Azure Twilight Drake. Hey there, Rawiro and Parcheesi. What's up? There's a giant. Do I want to faceless that? Would put some early pressure. Ideally, though, I'd be able to get something with Ancestral Spirit for the Faceless. I think I'm not going to take this, because I think I trust my hand to deal with threats for a bit, and I'm going to stall to get that Ancestral Spirit to go for the bigger combo, like Earth Elemental, Ancestral Spirit, Faceless. Whereas if I were to Faceless this, he'd probably just Soul Siphon it away. It's not that impressive. And I'm okay with the Owl finishing off the BGH. It's going to die either way. He has too many removal options, so I'm not going to like waste a lightning bolt on this 2-1. Ragnaros is annoying because Ragnaros has a tendency to want to go face, and we don't want to do damage to a handlock right now because we don't want him to be able to play his Molten Giants. We don't have that much removal in our hands. We have enough to deal with one more giant / one more big threat. Also, we might need this Hex for his Faceless Manipulator on whatever we build that's big out of an Ancestral Spirit, so we don't want to have to use that on a Molten Giant. Unfortunately, he's already down to 24 health. Hopefully he heals himself back up or something. We can force him into using a Siphon Soul, and he'll go back up. Face, huh? Tough choice, huh? He's got to play something. He has a full hand. He healed himself. Nice. I'm going to take the Lightning Storm. Usually we don't get very good Lightning Storm plays. And with the 1-1, maybe being able to clean up what's left. It's kind of annoying though. Nah, never mind. He's just gonna Mortal Coil that away. I think I can use one Lightning Bolt here. And also drop an Injured Blade Master, which will heal up one, which will move it out of Mortal Coil range with this 2-3, and it'll give me a way to finish the 2-3 off. Wish I had gotten a Spell Power Totem. If I'd gotten Spell Power there, I would have just Lightning Stormed. You're not going to get, like, usually you're not going to get huge value out of a Lightning Storm against a Handlock. They don't go wide enough. So killing 3 health minions would be plenty to be happy. Okay, what'd we get? Okay, we got another silence out of him. That's not that bad, actually. Someday we'll draw into some ancestral spirits, and he'll be out of silences. Kind of want him to hit the 0-2, actually, because I want the 1-1 to clean up my hex. Another faceless. I'm okay with her being on totem duty. Really need that ancestral spirit soon. I mean, sort of. These games go on for a long time. We both have all the removal we want. Oh, except I haven't drawn any of my Earth Shocks yet. That's what I really need. If he gives this taunt, all I need is a Black Knight too. I would settle for a Black Knight. Oh no, okay. Farsight. I could leave it to RNGesus with the Ragnaros. How close am I to dying? I have another turn before I have to worry about like a big... Leroy play. Let's try Ragnaros, I think. I don't even know where I want it to land though. Nah, okay. Farsight. What do we got? Anatide, Gris. I'm going to Lightning Storm. And I need to find answers, so I'm going to play this Manatide Totem even though it's going to die right away. There's the Earth Shock. Found it. He's starting to get low enough that he's going to be able to play Molten soon. Not looking forward to that. And now I don't even want to spend an Earth Shock on that anymore. can save the other Earth Shock for the other Twilight Drake. He's only spent one Soulfire. I'm in combo range. He can Leroy, Power Overwhelming. He has no way to activate this guy. Okay, it's time. We're doing this. Okay, no silence. Soulfire has no big targets because he can't afford to play the Molten Giants, and he has no Mountain Giants left. Oh, he could use Power Overwhelming. Power Overwhelming on this guy. That would kill two of them. But he'd only have 5 mana left. I don't know how you deal with these two guys. And then I could play... No, I can't play Ragnaros next turn. I wonder how many Shadow Flames he's running. Hopefully he just passes. We still won't attack forward, because we still don't want to give him the ability to taunt up Molten Giants or use Molten Giants with Shadow Flames. We'll just Faceless and Totem and pass. And then we'll have lethal set up for the next turn. Force him to do something there. Faceless. We've got an answer for that. Unfortunately, we can't hex, or we can't hex and Faceless. This is kind of a tough call, because it's really tempting to go Ancestral Spirit. Faceless. I think we'll have the opportunity to do that next turn, though, too. I think I'd rather go with the Hex now. We're still not going face. And I am going to hold off on playing the Ancestral Spirit because I want to make sure that I have a double Ancestral Spirited Earth Elemental to copy. If I can. I mean, he might be able to kill both somehow here with a Shadow Flame play. He'd have to spend his Power Overwhelming, though, which means he's going to not have too many options for finishing me off anymore without a Power Overwhelming. I don't think there's any way I can set up lethal. I think I still just need to Ancestral Spirit, Faceless, pass. Maybe I'll even hit the... take care of this Ancient Watcher while I'm at it. It still can get taunted up. He's got a Sun Fairy Protector and a Defender of Argus. He probably has to taunt because he has to assume I have enough reach to finish him from here, even though I actually don't. Yep, we keep with the plan. Ragnaros will come later. I don't want to give him Molten Giants. He still has Shadow Flame, probably. That's a lot of Earth Elementals. That's 3 visible. These 2 produce 2 Earth Elementals each, and this one produces an extra 1. I think he's dead. I don't think he has a real answer to this board. This is the dream. Yeah, there's no way out of that. We never attacked his face. We never attacked him once. That's how you beat handlock. You never attack them and you just wait for them to concede. Really though, don't attack handlocks. You'll lose. ILS. I think I faced this person before. Yep, but they were running Warlock before. They were running a Murloc Warlock. This person might be playing off meta. They could be running Backspace Rogue. If they're running Backspace Rogue, I'm going to prefer the Farsight over the Mana Tide Totem, because it's a little faster. I might prefer that against Miracle Rogue anyway. Either way, taking this. Pretty speculative to guess that they're a Backspace Rogue. Those are not very popular, but I feel like I'm getting the off-meta vibe from this ILS person since they were playing Murloc Rogue. It is Backspace Rogue. I totally called it. I'm still probably dead, but I'm proud of myself for identifying that this is the type of person that would play Backspace Rogue. Wild Pyro could do something for me here. Right? Maybe. I mean, taunts are presumably pretty good against Backspace Rogue too. This should be okay, but my hand feels not great. I can definitely dump my big game hunt. Yeah, that's bad. I need some way to kill that, and I don't have it. I have a Wild Pyro, but I need another spell. Like an Ancestral Spirit, Lightning Bolt, Earth Shock. I mean, Earth Shock would be the perfect answer, of course. Ancestral Healing would help. I just need something to go with this Wild Pyro. No! Useless draw. Farsight into Earthshock? No? Okay. We have a way to kill it next turn, but we'll already be dead, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. We knew it was coming, but it didn't help. Man. Useless draws. We drew all the heavy cards in our deck. What's the most efficient way to deal with this? I'll have an Earth Elemental to play next turn, if I'm still alive next turn. But I need to clear this board first. It's going to involve Wild Pyro. It's going to involve Coin. Yeah. Earth, Fire Elemental is the only way to finish the job. So we'll do that. And then we will die. We know he has at least 7 damage in his hand. We'll have Taunt next turn, but he'll be able to kill us from hand by then. Or if we even live that long, which we probably won't. Hopefully he doesn't play the Arcane Golem for some reason. That would help a lot. I assume he just plays his hand. Is there any reason not to play everything in there? That's how the Backspace Rogue works. You just play everything, right? Okay. We can work with this. Oh, maybe that's sap, and he was considering sapping my fire elemental. Well, we have to play the earth elemental. It's not like we can try to play around it. Hopefully this is a... Oh, I don't have the ability to play a totem. I miscounted my mana. That also means I won't be able to faceless this next turn, but that's okay. It'll probably die or get sapped anyway. I don't know. I think backspace might only run one sap because it's situational. If that's the case, I still have 11 health. I think he made a big mistake by not playing that arcane golem. Oh, actually, that's how I miscounted the mana. I was assuming he was going to play the arcane golem. Oh boy, if only we had the mana to play that. Is it better to go for the taunt totem or better guarantee lethal? So if I do 13 damage, he'll be down to 11. If he kills the 7/8, I will only be able to do 6. I need the extra damage. I can't go for the taunt totem. I need to make sure that I kill him next turn. Because he has hand damage. There's like, um... oh man, is that the sap? I'm gonna be so mad if that's sap. Presumably I'm dead. Maybe not though, if he's taking this long. In which case he has to decide if he kills my minions, even though I'm one short of lethal. He'd have to spend some good resources to do that. But maybe he's just having a hard time counting to 11. Oh, we got the Backspace Rogue. Backspace Rogue is probably my favorite aggro from Classic. I'd like to try that on ladder sometime soon. That should take us to rank 4. Slowly climbing. It's a real grind in top 5 legend. Or rank 5 and up legend. No, what am I trying to say? Top rank 5 and up diamond. No win streaks anymore, which sucks. We're on one right now. We've won 4 games in a row. Zip zoom. Haven't faced him before. Probably Miracle Rogue. I think I like double Lightning Bolt. I have so many 3 health minions. And Lightning Storm gives you the chance to kill concealed stuff too. This means that I have no way to proactively apply pressure though, which seems bad and probably is bad. But we're gonna try this. It's another aggro rogue. Didn't see that coming. I think I'm gonna let that smack me in the face. Try to coin out Mana Tide next turn. Lightning Storm to clean the board. I don't remember Backspace Rogue running Leopard Gnome, but maybe they did. Either Ice Wizards and Mudyad and Tapir and Electrical Longboard. That's definitely in Backspace Rogue, but maybe that's in a lot of stuff. Our hand sucks. I'm coining out the Mana Tide totem and trying to find something better, even though it'll die right away. At least it'll soak up some damage. That's a decent draw. It's going to be awkward to play it though, because we're probably going to be overloaded next turn, regardless of what we do. At some point, those Ancestral Spirits might be helpful if we can live long enough to get a taunt down with the Spirit on it, and it doesn't have sap. Our hand is super reactive and situational and combo oriented. Arcane Golem. That solves some of our mana issues. Sort of. Not entirely, actually. do I do here? I think I take the lightning storm. I'm only gonna have 3 mana next turn. I think I'll also take the bolt. Go down to 2 mana. Assume that I will totem, then Senjin Ancestral Spirit on 6. I think I'm okay with him bouncing that back with a Shadow Step. Yeah, and he did it. It's fine. Oh man, now I wish I had the extra mana though. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a full hand. I'm just gonna lightning bolt that away again. Yeah. That means I can't do the Senjin Ancestral Spirit play, but that's okay, because I'd probably rather do something with the Injured Blade Master next turn. Anyway. Or maybe I'll just do a Wild Pyro play. That's pretty good too, right? How much am I just screwing around? I think I do this. I have a lot of resources to throw around. At some point, I need to worry about his combo damage. But next turn, I'm going to be able to Senjin and Injured Blade Master Ancestral Spirit. And whatever lives, I can Ancestral Spirit Faceless. And then I should have enough taunt to get me through the game. So I just need to live through this turn, I think. And I should be in decent shape. Is Backspace Rogue trendy again? This is only the third one I faced, and the previous one was the previous matchup. Alright, I need one of them to stick, which means I basically need her to not have sap. But she probably has sap. My life total's pretty good, though. Even against a... that's not great. Okay. Okay. We can work with this. I think Ancestral Spirit Faceless is still pretty good. Yeah, I think I don't want to leave the minion, because I don't want him to be able to Cold Blood. Another Cold Light. Okay. I need to find my other taunts, though. I need the Senjin, 2 Earth Elementals, and the Ancestral Healing. Definitely Lightning Storming next turn. Man. I need taunt. I'm gonna dig for taunt. That's not taunt. Low roll. More digging for taunt. Not taunt. I need taunt. I'm dead. I think I lost. Leroy, Shadow Step, Leroy, face, Cold Blood. Man, just need taunt. Oh, I'm still alive. Okay, okay. Oh, what? That was very generous. Well, I think we got him now. Alright, beat another backspace rogue. And our streak goes to 5 games in a row. Let's continue our climb. Loister. Alright. Warrior's been a pretty split matchup for this deck. Sort of 50-50. I like Karin in the early game against them, so I'm actually going to keep that, even though it's a bit heavy. Earthshock's useful for a lot of things too. If I need to, I can use it to deny draw on like a Acolyte of Pain. Or I can use it on a Karin or a Sylvanas. Our opponent is not AFK, I was starting to wonder. Looks like we're going to have a pretty slow start to this matchup. Lightning Storm is actually maybe decent in this matchup. I'm always surprised. In the early game it can come in handy. Depends on what they do though. They have like some small minions, right? Armorsmith, Acolyte of Pain. I'm gonna Earthshock that out of the way. Okay. I didn't want him to get too many draws and get way ahead in card advantage. That'll delay my Karin if I lightning bolt it away, but it's a good lightning bolt target. I should take it. I don't think there's any reason to spend my wild pyro here. Still a chance I can get that fiery war axe to come down on some useless totems. I still have no play for next turn. Wish I had my Karin for this turn. But I don't. I'll have it next turn. Karin lines up well with the Azure Drake. Man. Alright. Lightning Storm with a totem would have been good, but I think I'm just going to go with the more sure thing of the Karin. See what he has to deal with this. I should have stopped and thought for a second if Wild Pyro Lightning Storm made more sense. Yeah, some regrets. I should have done that. I might still have to do it. Baron Geddon. Okay. It's interesting. Would have been nice to have a full Karin as a faceless target. I can copy his Baron Geddon. It'll start damaging me, which sounds bad. But it clears his board, which is nice. Alright, this is gonna be weird. We're doing it. I don't know if I'll live long enough for this to be worth it. It's cute though. I'm low on health. I'm in combo range for him actually already, but I'll be able to taunt and faceless it next turn, depending on what he does. So we can make a weird stand here. In the meantime, he's taking the damage too. Here we go. I can't play the Mana Tide Totem because it'll die to my own Varangeddon. This is super weird. This is a really weird play. I'm very curious if this will work out. Sure, let's totem. It'll be fun. How does that help you? Are you going to steal it? Are you going to shield slam your own guy? But you can't execute your own person. That doesn't help. You can't execute your own Sylvanas. That's the classic Artosis move. Whoops. I think they made a mistake. I'll take it. Druid's good. Yeah, same. I'm only playing again because of Classic. I think I like Farsights against Druids. Nice. Yeah, I've been only playing Classic since Classic came out. I technically started picking the game up a little bit before Classic because I figured I might also try out duels, and it was like a little bit fun, but I got tired of it pretty fast. Whereas Classic is still pretty enjoyable. Okay. Take the early 4-7. We have pretty good answers to his board here. Ugh. Let's see here. Okay. Sure. This works well because then we can still play Senjin next turn. And then Fire Elemental the turn after that. I was planning to just trade the 4-3 into the 4-4. Earth Shock the Yeti. This is a little bit better though. Keep in tempo with this Druid that's got a Wild Growth. Wild Growth while going first. So that's when it's really challenging to keep up, right? But this deck has a lot of tempo swings that let it keep up against Druid, which is part of why it has such a good win rate. Even whenever they have Wild Growth, you can kind of compete. We've got one more tempo swing in our hand, the Hex, if he tries to play something big. Then Ragnaros, I guess, can be. Not if he's got a whole bunch of Harvest Golems out there. There goes the silence. That's great. We definitely want to get rid of silences. I'm going to keep the curve with going Fire Elemental. Earth Elemental lined up nicely with his board, but then we'd be so overloaded we wouldn't be able to play anything next turn. Next turn we're going to have to decide if we Earth Elemental or avoid Overload to be able to play Ragnaros. Ragnaros is not very good against these tiny minions he's got out right now though, so maybe we'll go with the Earth Elemental. I could have healed up the Senjin there. I think we'll have a better target coming. So I'm guessing that means that he has the other Force of Nature in his hand, because he used that very quickly. Hopefully he doesn't have the other Keeper in his hand. Guess we're about to find out. We got one Keeper out of his hand before we got to do this. So he's got one Force of Nature, I think. And then he's already played one Keeper, so what is one of these other three cards Keeper of the Grove? Now he's drawn one more. One more chance to find it. Hopefully he doesn't get it though. BGH, that's annoying, but acceptable. Yeah, I think I want to be able to use this Ancestral Healing to get some health back. And I don't want to deal with Spell Power right now because he's got 2 swipes and a Wrath left in his hand. I'm going to need Ragnaros to behave nicely here and hit the right targets. I can help a little bit with that, I guess, can't I, by Earth Shocking the 2-1. Hit the 4-5, I guess? Face isn't terrible. Maybe I'm okay with this. Now he might combo clear. I guess he doesn't have combo. I think he would have gone for the combo clear there. I'm guessing this card here is a Force of Nature, which he might still use to try to do what he... Oh, it's an Innervate. Okay. Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. It was a complicated suicide. Okay. Well, hopefully we keep running into these Druids. These Druids have really been sending us up the ladder, and according to HS Replay, I think Druid is the deck to beat, right? At least across the full ladder, although my understanding is that looking at the Diamond to Legend stats, that Rogue is maybe the deck to beat. Trying to look up the stats, but HS Replay is going very slowly for me. Yeah, Druid has a 54% win rate in Classic right now overall, which is pretty good, which is why a lot of people are playing it. But I think I saw that Rogue was doing a bit better in Diamond and Legend. I'm really enjoying Classic. I think Classic is Classic's maybe my favorite meta of all time. It's all been downhill from there. Another Druid like we were asking for, that's good. And he had to mulligan his whole hand, so hopefully that's a good sign for us. Yeah, agreed. There's a lot more interaction in Classic, which is part of, I think, what you're talking about, and it feels a lot more strategic as well. I haven't even played Standard in a long time, but I hear Deck of Lunacy made it basically unplayable there for a while. Drew some removal, that's decent. Hand's still not great here. Next turn I can play Injured Blade Master with an Ancestral Spirit. And then I could Faceless it the next turn. That's the proactive play. Oh, I think that's still okay versus a Yeti. I don't want to fall too far behind in tempo against a Druid, so I'm not going to try to get like the perfect target for the Ancestral Spirit. But Ancestral Spirit on Injured Blade Master comes back as a 4/7, so it's, you know, it's a pretty good target. It's not an Earth Elemental, but it's pretty good. This might draw a Keeper, but we have another Ancestral Spirit that we can use right after that if he doesn't kill it. Looks like he's gonna kill it. He has both Wraths. Alright. I might have to hex away this Yeti. If I had one more mana, I could Earth Shock, Fire Elemental. That's not a good sign that we had to spend a hex on a Yeti that wasn't even innervated out. We'll see. He doesn't have a wild growth, so it's not like he's running away with tempo here. Even if we're being a tad inefficient. This is another play that doesn't feel good. Spending an Earth Shock to finish off a Keeper is not a high priority target for Earth Shock. Earth Shocks are good on Ancients of War. We have big removal still, though. We have Hex and BGH, and the BGH is still often useful in Druid. They'll usually run a Ragnaros. Usually. Over half the time, I would say. I would be okay with Ancestral Spirit Faceless on the Fire Elemental if he lets it live. That's something we could run with. Wonder what he could be thinking about here. Swipe is probably what I'm expecting. Could use another Keeper to try to finish it off with the 3/5. Ooh, Savage Roar. That probably means he has the other Savage Roar already. We have nothing to play here. Mana Tide is okay, I guess. Yeah, it probably is the turn that this card that's been sitting here is the other Savage Roar. Nope, it is Ragnaros. Okay. We can take that Ragnaros and BGH it. We're dangerously low on health now, though. We're dead to combo right now. How desperate am I to play around combo? If I Earthshock the frog, I don't die to combo. If I Earthshock the Harvest Golem, I have a 2/3 shot of not dying to combo. Earthshocking the frog sucks. So I'm gonna go for the 2/3 shot and hope it works out. Come on, Rag, hit one of the minions. Alright, I'll take it. Still pretty dead if he has combo, because then he can just swipe me the next turn. Oof. I need taunt. Okay, he's playing the longer game. That's a little promising. His hand is really clumsy. Because I got that healing totem, I'm actually gonna use the wild pyro to clear. Everything will heal back up. I'm out of combo range again. That feels nice. I even have a little bit of a board. If he has one of his swipes, he can get rid of it. But if he clears my board, then he won't be able to move me into combo range. His hand must be awkward too. He's not playing much with his mana. I don't know what he could be sitting on other than combo, and if he had combo, I think he would have gone face more. Well, wild growths, I guess, would be part of what's making his hand so clumsy. Yeah, that's probably a hex target, right? His next big... Oh, this is taunt. He doesn't... This is some hybrid between taunt and combo druid. He, well, I think I do have to hex that. His next big minion's going to be tough to deal with, though. That's not big enough to be a concern. We can deal with that. We have actually a really good answer to this board. So that feels good. We've only seen one keeper. And we haven't seen TBK yet. I don't need the spell power totem because of the wild pyro. Oh, wait. The problem is that I want to play 2 spells this turn. So maybe I do actually want the spell power totem so that I can trade the wild pyro in. I got it. So now I can go for this guy instead. Trade in my wild pyro so I don't destroy my board. And drop the earth elemental with ancestral spirit. He might be able to silence it, but if he silences it, he's still in danger of just dying. So he has to choose between silencing it or like combo clearing. So neither of those is going to get the job done. He needs to be able to do both, and he doesn't have enough mana to do that. I think we're good here. I think. That's probably enough to keep him alive. Nope. It turns out that it's not. Perfect. Yeah, he didn't draw into swipe. That really hurt him badly. I assume he's running 2 swipes. And there were multiple times that we were very vulnerable to swipe. Anyway, I'll take the win. It seems like you're empathizing with the druid there, Artifice. Do you play a lot of druid? Hunter's been a 50-50 matchup for this deck, both the mid-range version and the base version. Kind of mulligan, assuming that it's going to be the face version, because we need answers faster. Tracking on 1 is probably mid-range though. Control Warrior looks like a fun deck. I've never played it myself, but I like playing against it. It's an interesting matchup at least. Should probably try it sometime. We're getting kind of a slow start here against a mid-range Hunter. This is like Sunshine, probably. I feel like River Croc is like telltale for Sunshine Hunter, right? Ancestral Healing is one of the best cards in the deck, but drawing 2 of them in this situation is not feeling very good. I can use one with Black Knight potentially. I'm very afraid of what happens if I leave that Scavenging Hyena alone. This is so awkward. But the problem is that if I like Lightning Storm this away, I have nothing left for next turn. But I'll probably draw something that costs less than 5. There's only 4 cards left in my deck that cost more. The other option is to play Earth Elemental. This is probably a freezing trap. I'd rather not give him the charge on his weapon or remove my taunt. I just don't have any answer to this if it gets any bigger. So I think I need to go for the Lightning Storm. Really hope that I get the high roll on the 2-3. It would feel pretty wasteful if I don't. Got it. And I think I don't attack forward, and I assume it's freezing trap. It's got another one. This one he was able to Black Knight. We'll have an answer for that. Ooh, we have an answer for that now, don't we? Spell power? No. I think I'm still going to do it. Do I? Or do I really just want to wait until I can Black Knight that thing away? What's he gonna do with it next turn? Hmm. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go for the Black Knight because I need the Earth Shock for apparently high main because I haven't drawn any hex yet. Skill command. Went for the clear. That feels good. Stick to the plan. I wouldn't actually mind if that gets bounced by freezing trap, right? Because I can just send it right back in on Misha. I'm winning the value game here and I have taunts. Seems good, right? I don't really want to be overloaded with that Earth Elemental. So I think I'm going to go with the Ragnaros as my taunt. Oh, come on. That's super unlucky. Now we're in trouble. I need taunt. Or it's already over. I could build a taunt. Okay, yeah, I think this is the play I like. I get rid of him. I have another answer to Jaime now, the Hex, and I taunt this up. And I think I'm okay building totems. Oftentimes you don't want a totem in this matchup because it just gives them more Unleash the Hounds. But I think I'm okay with an Unleash the Hounds here. Maybe. That 1/1 could be really nice because it could be my way of getting out of a freezing trap. Next turn I can double Earth Elemental is the idea. Although maybe I don't want to do that anymore. Because I maybe want to... 16. Earth Elementals alone are not going to give me the win here. Okay, what am I worried about here? Skill command, right? He has one skill command left. He has no activator. If he draws into an activator, I'm on a 2-turn clock. I would just have 1 turn to do something. If he doesn't, I would have an extra turn. I think I need that extra turn. 13, 16, yeah, I'm short. More taunt, why not? And I shouldn't need that lightning bolt for face. I think he's drawing dead. I don't think there's anything in his deck that will save him from here. Nope. Me go face. Yeah, exactly, Artifice. That's why I wasn't worried about Unleash the Hounds, because by itself it doesn't do much. But usually, I guess I'm just saying that because I want to emphasize that usually in this matchup, when they have a fair amount of cards, like even 2 cards in their hand, you do not want to totem because it just helps them more than it helps you. Alright, we're to rank 2. We're making progress slowly but surely. It's a real grind up this at this part of the ladder. We need to net 6 more wins. Our core. I know you. We faced each other many times now. Last time we played you, you were playing Handlock. So, I'm going to assume you're a Handlock, which means I'm going to get rid of this Lightning Storm, and I'm going to keep that Mana Tide Totem. And I think I'm actually going to dump that Earth Elemental, because I'd rather get you to spend your removal on something else, and I'd rather find my own removal. Like, okay, I guess I should have been more specific. Lightning Bolts are technically removal, but not what I need. I need Hexes and Earth Shocks. This is why we keep losing these handlocks, because we're never drawing our Hexes and Earth Shocks. And we still don't have them. We'll have a Mana Tide Totem, though, that'll help us dig for them. There's a Hex. Black Knight kinda counts. Spend an owl. Yes, we got rid of an owl. Good start. I'll play the Senjin to give better protection for the Mana Tide Totem that I want to play eventually here. We do have a Hex, so we're okay for now. Thanks for following, Artifice. The next giant we have nothing for. Hopefully his next threat's a Twilight Drake that we can Earthshock away. We're ready for the Twilight Drakes. This is just playing into a Hellfire. Kind of want to make him use it though. If he doesn't have the Hellfire and I can force him to Shadow Flame instead, that would be great. I would accept this. Yeah, he just went for the Hellfire though. If he owls this too, that would be fine too, because then he would be out of silences. Come on, owl it. This is an owl. Okay, no. Can't Earthshock that. I need those Earthshocks for Twilight Drakes. Yeah, it's a pass. Owl it. Come on. You know you want to use your owl. Okay. I'm actually glad that he did that, because I don't want to have to deal with Molten Giants anytime soon. I'm also not going to play Ragnaros because I don't want to deal with Molten Giants anytime soon, and Ragnaros is going to go face. Probably. That's an interesting draw. If I can find an Ancestral Spirit, I have a really nice play coming here. I'm not going to play him yet. It's annoying. He's getting some good value out of this Blood Mage Thalnos. I know I just ranted about how Ragnaros is probably going to go face and ruin our day, but I need to play something here to apply pressure. I kind of want to hold off on the Earth Elemental Faceless play. There are multiple targets for Rag to hit. It's not necessarily going to go face. Alright. Don't go face. That's fine. It's acceptable. Ooh, he overdrew. Hellfire's not a great card, but that's okay. BGH. There goes a BGH. That's good to get rid of, even though it's kind of expensive to get rid of him. We do not have an answer to that. That sucks. Well, unfortunately we have to put up our wall early. And that means we're going to have to put our Earth Shock down kind of awkwardly too. I think that's better than all the alternatives here. Like the alternatives are instead I Faceless as Mountain Giant and then I drop like Ascension to try to soak up to block his attack, and then I Lightning Bolt the 4-2. He attacks Ascension. He'll be down to 5 here. I still have no way to kill it though. That doesn't help. Nah, this is the better play. Maybe I'll Shadow Flame. I still want to save those Earth Shocks for Twilight Drakes as long as possible, but there's a good chance that I'm going to have to Earth Shock away the remainder of this Mountain Giant. And then I'll have to find some other way to finish off a Twilight Drake later. He has to be a little bit worried about me being in lethal range, even though I don't even have anything in my deck that can do that. But he probably doesn't know that. I guess he's faced me 3 times now. Maybe he does know what I have in my deck roughly. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh man. I think we've lost to another handlock. This is embarrassing. This used to be one of the best matchups for the deck. He didn't play any Twilight Drakes. And apparently we needed that Lightning Storm after all. Lightning Storm would have been lovely last turn. Especially if we high rolled on the Mountain Giant. He never taunted up anything valuable. He hasn't taunted at all, so we haven't been able to get value out of the Black Knight. We didn't get our Ancestral Healing, so we couldn't get value out of these injured Blade Masters. He didn't play Twilight Drake, so we couldn't get value out of the injured Earth Shocks. We didn't draw Ancestral Spirits, so we couldn't get good value out of the Faceless. It's been pretty unfortunate all around. Yeah, I mean, lucky for him that they're all deep in his deck. And those aren't the things that we wanted to hit with our Black Knight, but we might have to. Ah, man, that is too late to get the BGH. I don't want to BGH that now. I'm probably going to spend an Earth Shock on it. I'll save that BGH for a Molten Giant, which we're probably going to have to deal with. Next Twilight Drake is going to be a real pain. At least we'll have a way to deal with the next Molten Giant. The first Molten Giant. Him going face there is scary. That probably means he's close to his combo. I don't think we can afford to play around it. He's only got 4 cards left in his deck, though. This is not going to go well. I think if he has it, he has it. I mean, you can try to play around it a little bit by taking out one of these 2/3s. Maybe that's still better. Alright. We'll play around the combo a little bit. So that reduces his damage by 2. Now, he needs 4 cards for the combo instead of 3. Okay, but he has all 4, I guess. Could have copied a taunt there. That wouldn't have helped, though. I guess maybe it technically would have. I think we would have lost eventually if I copied the taunt there, though. I kind of want to face another handlock to show that this deck can actually beat a handlock. I mean, I've definitely done it in previous streams. Mage has been going surprisingly well. I thought this deck would be really bad against Mage, but Mage is actually one of the best matchups, it turns out. Who would have thought? Freeze is what I've been seeing lately. And an Earth Elemental on 5 is pretty good against a Freeze Mage. That's not Freeze Mage. Well, I've got an Earth Shock. Ragnaros is usually the real hero against Mage, but probably less so in an aggro matchup. It's aggro, so I think I need to spend 1 right away to control the board here. Next turn, I'd like to be able to hold back on the Lightning Bolt, though, because I'd like to be able to play the Earth Elemental on 5, I think. If he has to spend a bunch of burn to kill it, I think I'll still come ahead. Ooh, I don't really want to take that damage, though. Well, okay. I'll kill it. This delays the Earth Elemental, but if I wait 1 more turn after that, I guess I can get Ancestral Spirit on it. I'm dead, though, if he goes wide and I don't draw into a good play next turn. He went for the card draw instead, though, so maybe I'm okay. Ooh, and I got a good draw. Alright, alright. This is shaping up nicely. They don't usually run Polymorph, so or Silence at all. So the Earth Elemental Ancestral Spirit should stick. That's not going to go the way he wants it to. I'm going to bring that back up to full health. I could have gone for some kind of wild pyro play, but it's pretty weak to just take out the 3-2, and I'd rather save the Ancestral Spirit for the Earth Elemental next turn. Could be a while before we actually completely finish him off this way, but I don't think we're in too much danger of him burning us down either. We're at really high health. Oh man. I think I have to wait, right? I have to go for this Wild Pyro Lightning Storm play. Hopefully it high rolls on the 4-4. Okay. Now I'm in danger. Maybe I should have just played the Earth Elemental, but man. He's going to be able to get through them so quickly. That's not good. That's not good at all. Did you go face? With that Fire Blast? What? Okay. I think I can play this Earth Elemental safely. Ooh, I got him to spend an Ice Lance on it. That's a good sign for us. He's out of cards, so I think a Lightning Storm is worth it, especially since it has a chance to clear. Nope. Did not clear. I can still play the Ragnaros next turn. Now it's all about if he can... that sucks. That's a Pyroblast. I'm probably gonna die, aren't I? Yeah, I think I lost. Shoot. Maybe if I get a lucky rag shot. Ah, okay, I'm dead. That's a Pyroblast. Shoot! How did we lose this one? Ah, we had that in the bag. We screwed up somehow. I should have played the Earth Elemental sooner. That was just a mistake. Hey there, Nolan. And Suspirico. Druid, that's good. There's no good Earthshock targets early. And the Earth Elemental is easy to get blown out by. TBK or BGH. That's bad though. Definitely don't want two faceless manipulators. Those cards are basically dead for the next 10 turns. Just hoping for a healing totem there so I could drop the Injured Blade Master on 3 and start collecting some health. No. I think Hex is better than Earthshock in this circumstance. This is going to be a while before I can even kill a 4/4. There's a healing totem that I could start using with my Injured Blade Master. And this is a really slow hand we have though right now. Lurking's cool. I do a lot of lurking. Oh, it's token. Okay. We don't have a good play next turn, really, but assuming that I'm assuming the 4/7 gets killed. But after that, maybe we have something. The 4/7 didn't actually get killed. I still don't really think I want to faceless that. I'm just going to drop the Hex on the 5/5, which is pretty much the optimal target against Token Druid. And yeah, I'll take out the 3/2 with the Earthshock. I already dealt with his Cairn, so there's not like a big priority target for the Earthshock. Urgent Commander. Okay. I think we Ragnaros. It's time. And I hope it lives. If it lives, we got some cool plays. Take out the 4/2, please. Thank you, Rag. If you just point to where it needs to go, he'll attack it. Sometimes. Well, this could get interesting. Now I have an army of Ragnaroses that have perfect aim so far. If Ragnaros could just go wherever you wanted every time, it would be an amazing card. Interesting. I think we have a pretty good play there. Let's get another Spirited Ragnaros and clear out all the tokens. I think we have this one. That's the most fun way to win with this deck. More druids, please. We haven't seen any rogues on this stream. That's strange. Rogue's been pretty popular. Rogue's been the second most popular deck in my climb after Druid, or second most popular hero at least. Mostly Miracle Rogues, of course, but I have run into a few Backspace Rogues. They're there. There's a Rogue. We were just talking about you. Kind of have to assume that they're Miracle Rogues. I usually save the Wild Pyro because there's a chance that you get a Lightning Storm and you can clear out a Conceal turn. Ancestral Spirit is just going to get sapped, and I'd rather try to draw it as sap in other ways first. So I'll throw that back, and I'll keep a Farsight. The matchup's slow enough that Farsights can bring value. Yeah, this deck has a 63% win rate against Miracle Rogue. That's pretty good, right? With my limited sample size of... How many is that? 24 matches against Miracle Rogue on this season's climb. I think I'm going to save that coin in case I need it with the Wild Pyro to clear out his Conceal turn. I'm just going to totem. It would have been nice to coin out the Mana Tide totem though. Maybe it'll force him to use some removal here though. Next turn is probably Farsight, and then... Oh, no. Probably Sunjin actually, looks like. I don't know how much I need to save that coin for the Conceal case. Is this an Edwin turn? I am not prepared for an Edwin. That sucks. I have 4 answers to Edwin in my deck. Please give me an Earthshock or a Hex. I could Faceless it. He's probably sitting on a sap, and that's part of why he feels comfortable doing... He just spent a sap. He has at most 1 more sap. He has a Conceal. Well, we can't Wild Pyro Lightning Storm the Conceal. We better put Taunt out, right? Man, I really hope we draw into an Earthshock or a Hex. That would be a really silly reason to lose this matchup, where we should have the perfect answers to this sort of thing. Okay, there's the Hex. The problem is, he's still going to smack us in the face. I could hope for a Taunt Totem. But it would be hoping for a Taunt Totem and for him to have no way to remove a Taunt Totem, which is not super exciting. I could Farsight to try to find Taunt, but I think I'm better off just coining out the Karen. Taking the 10 damage, 11 damage, plus whatever's in his hand, and hoping that I can fend off the rest without Taunt. I think he might concede after this Hex. We'll see. That's the Taunt we want. Okay, we have a couple of taunts now. I think we're good. He has to do a lot of damage this turn to be dangerous, because we're about to have a bunch of taunt up. What's the best way to do this? There's lots of options. I think the safest is bolt this. heal and taunt him and copy him. Now we've made ourselves 2 taunts. If he saps one, he still has to kill the other. And we have another taunt in our hand. I think we were safe. That's how it can beat Miracle Rogue. That's kind of a good example, although he went all in on that Edwin, which I think is never a good idea against Shaman. Shaman has way too many answers to that. Like, even concealed, Shaman has like spirit wolves and stuff, and taunt totems that can pop up, and they usually run Defender of Arguses. So there's a good chance I was going to be able to taunt up. And then, of course, this version of the deck has plenty of taunt too. And then the first turn he's not able to conceal it. Earthshock, Hex, plenty of options there too. Yeah, that was not wise for him to do that. Ah, thanks for following, Nolan. Druid. I'll save Wild Pyro in case it's token, but definitely don't want facelesses yet. Okay, well, I have a board clear already in my hand if I need it. I'd probably rather just use the Ancestral Healing on the Injured Blade Master. Druids have a really hard time dealing with that early Injured Blade Master Ancestral Healing play. And this Druid's off to a slow start. No wild growth. Not much to think about now that you're hero powered. You're just gonna attack the totem. BGH is earmarked for Ragnaros, who he's probably playing, but not necessarily. We'll have a better sense whenever he plays some cards what kind of druid build he's running. Senjin sounds like a nice turn 4 play, and we are way ahead in tempo. Don't have the perfect answer to that Yeti. We'll probably Lightning Bolt it away next turn, or maybe Wild Pyro Lightning Bolt or something like that. But I'll probably just ignore it this turn. I'd rather get the Farsight. They're taking a long time. I wonder if they are joining us on stream or something. Lots of tempo here. But this is where we could be in trouble, because he could have a BGH as an answer, or coin out TBK or something like that. Nope. Ooh, Ancestral Spirit. That sounds good. This will probably get keepered, but if it doesn't, I think we basically win, so I think I'd rather do the keeper check. Lightning Bolt doesn't really help us because I'd rather just use up the 3-1. I don't think we should just go face quite yet. Should we? Wait, maybe we should just go face. Oh yeah, I think face is the place here, right? He'll be down to 7 health. If anything lives, we can just Lightning Bolt to finish it, basically. If he keepers, he loses anyway. Actually, maybe I do lightning bolt this away. Yeah, I'll lightning bolt that away. Try to make it a little harder to get through the earth elemental, because now if he keepers, he still can't kill it. Still dead, I think. It's a nice fast win. Sometimes this deck can run away with tempo because it has some really strong tempo plays like Ancestral Spirit on Earth Elemental, the Injured Blade Master, Ancestral Healing, even just getting a Far Sight on a strong late minion can generate some tempo. Another Druid, alright. I think I'm gonna keep the Wild Pyro but throw away everything that that activates it. I'll assume I draw into something that activates it again. Wild Pyro can be useful if they happen to be Token Druid, basically. Not seeing that many Token Druids, though. I wonder if I should just not be playing around Token Druid. Yeah, I'll keep it. Something to think about, though. Well, I'm set up for like a turn 5 epic clear, token or not. You don't always beat Druid. It's not that strong of a matchup, but it's been going well tonight, and it is a favored matchup. What's my win rate against Druid is, it was 64% going into today. It's a bit higher now since we've been beating a few in a row. Mana Tide Totem is actually part of why we're so good against Druid. Sitting that behind a taunt, even a small taunt, is hard to deal with, unless he has Wrath, which he could have, or he could Keeper it, but then that's one less silence that she gets to use against like our Ancestral Spirits. Wrath, that's probably the best answer in our deck for that. But she just won another turn without really playing anything on the board. We need something to play. Ooh, didn't get it. I think I'm just gonna play this to try to keep some tempo going my way. It's not ideal. I have the Lightning Storm for AoE. Okay. Whoops, shouldn't have used the coin there. Yeah. I'll trade all that in. Okay, we've got the Black Knight. We have Ancestral Healing if we need to give a minion taunt to kill it, but usually that's not how you want to use a Black Knight against a Druid. That's a much better target for a Black Knight. I will happily use the Black Knight against a Sunwalker. Alright, we've got tempo again. Let's go. Yep, keeping that tempo going. Ooh. How do I want to solve this one? I could Hex it or Earthshock it. I think I like the Hex for now. because I'm going to float the mana anyway, and I don't really want to lose the few minions I have. Next, we wanted to play Ragnaros on 8. We can BGH that away. There it is. Went face, perfect. And now we might get a concede. Probably depends on if he has BGH and or TBK himself. We have lethal as it stands, and we can Earth Shock a taunt away if we need to. No longer, but that's okay. Got a couple options of how to do this. I can kill the 4/1 with the Earth Elemental, heal it back up with Ancestral Healing and Ancestral Spirit it, or I can Lightning Storm and then Earth Shock away this and deny the draw, or I can go face, Lightning Storm, and Ancestral Spirit. I think I'll do that, and I'll probably end up doing that Ancestral Healing play another turn. Giving him the draw is kind of bad, I guess, but like pushing 7 damage whenever he's down so low already feels nice. If we draw into a Lightning Bolt or a Fire Elemental, we could set up lethal. He doesn't hero power. I think we got this one. In fact, I'll take the healing first. I think we're good. Pretty sure Druid doesn't have any answer to this wall. He did better than I expected. But he's still in really bad shape. Okay. We got her. Okay, one more win and we're at rank 1.